So moving on to the next topic, Shaka, specifically with a player, Alvin Jones. We all know that guy who scored that goal. He has been recently transferred to Energy F.C. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it's a good move. Any opportunity you get to apply your trade in a different environment and a more competitive environment is a good one. Of course, the criticism will be it's not MLS, it's not one of the major leagues in Europe or even this side of the Atlantic. But it is a step up from just playing in the pro league in Trinidad and Tobago, which continues to have their own issues in dealing with. And once you are able to step on a field and test yourself against a different opponent, see different ways of playing the game, and up against different opponents, some of the challenges that come with playing in big markets like in the US and with the USL, the travel and the expectation. I think you grow as a player and as a professional, and I think that growth lends well not just for your own development, but for what you can bring to the dressing room on the whole.
Yeah, just to draw comparisons to your era, when you were in the national team setup, a lot of Trinidad and Tobago players were playing in England at various levels, but your pathway wasn't that much different. I mean, you went to the US, and then basically went across to the UK, and it's a wonderful platform for Trinidad and Tobago players to go there, because sometimes I think the consumers or the fans, because of the media and so on, they only see the big transfers with established players, and sometimes for smaller nations like us, there's a particular pathway that needs to be taken, and we can't expect in the cases of, for example, Dwight York going straight to Aston Villa and then Manchester United. Those are, it's very difficult to see something like that right now.
Without question, the likes of Dwight is an exception rather than a rule, and Dwight was an exceptional talent. You also have to remember, and sometimes it's just about your growth in the game and making small steps as opposed to one giant leap. That's what got me to the Premier League, as you mentioned, Andre. I started in the US playing at college, and then even when I did go to England, I was playing for Reading in what was then called the second division, what is now called League One, and moved up, slowly but surely with them. Got promoted from what is now League One to what is now the Championship. Excelled there, and then got my move to the Premier League with Newcastle United. So it's all about sometimes taking those necessary smaller steps. It's not all about moving from Signal Hill to Aston Villa as Dwight did some 20 or 30 years ago.
Yep, it's a process that's very good to see for people, especially aspiring athletes who want to see a pathway and possible solutions where it's very difficult, but where they could actually see a very reachable and attainable pathway rather than have the unrealistic goal of going straight to England, because there's so many variables as well. So it's good to see guys like this doing this. Alvin Jones, Atula Guerra, Kevin Molino, and these guys are, in my words, the definition of the modern soccer warrior, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. No, I fully agree with you. Fully.
Just a reminder, everyone, for more episodes with Shaka Hislop, be sure to head over to our YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more updates, interviews, and content.